What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're working on our Deck Knight project, a game built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, C++, blueprints, the gameplay ability system plugin, all of that good stuff. Of course, we're back in our object pooling system. I promise you, we're so close to finishing it. I want to just wrap up because in the last time we were streaming, I guess it was last Thursday. One of our viewers challenged us to try to make a snake shape. So that's what I wanted to work on. I made some progress on it myself, but there's some bugs that I want to maybe try to iron out today, and then take it from there. Because all we have to do is fix this, kind of re-implement the existing projectiles as they were, using the new system. We have the new gameplay events, so we could potentially work on sending those as well. We'd have to just see. May not be necessary at the moment, but we have them in our tagging, and we can see if we can get piercing and ricochet to work well together. Because if we can get that done, then I believe we can get back into like the weapon, like the daggers, right? And getting that to feel good and work better, and try to figure out what the gameplay loop is with the dagger. Because I want each of the weapons to have like some sort of builder spender, some sort of interesting loop in and of itself that these cards can kind of hook into and kind of exaggerate or flip on its head temporarily. So that's what we're going to be focusing on next. And then once we get the dagger done, we can start looking at the sword and shield. And then we could do the great sword, and then we can do whatever else, and then maybe start bulk making some cards, start to try to build some synergies, start to build some enemies up, and see how far we can take this thing. So let's get into the projectile. So we have this enemy. We have this snake working, where, it's homing right now, just to give the example of like, hey, it's going to home. Obviously, there's some stuff that we're doing for timeouts of dot products and stuff like that. So we could do a timeout, just do -1 so it doesn't ever time out. So when you see, we have it, and it's pretty much following itself. But obviously there's some issues with when we kind of reinstantiate it. So because what happens is when we hit something, or the first projectile expires, we try to get the next one in line. That one becomes a leader, and it needs to start doing its own thing as well. So I'm wondering if, because I believe in the spawn shape, for example, this is the task that we're using. I'm wondering, because I think only on the leader we're telling it to instantiate, or maybe they're all being instantiated. But you'll notice once the first projectile hits, you'll see the stuff. You'll see the snake kind of move a little bit. I guess after it curves, I guess, right? I guess it's because that's when we turn the homing on for it. And maybe that's okay. So see, as I'm moving, it's curving, and then it kind of boops around. Maybe that's fine. But I also have concern as well where the number of positions that we're tracking as well isn't that great. So I wonder, just to look at the moment of time in which we do return projectile to pool, right? This is where we do a bunch of stuff, including we do snake leader. We're doing all this logic. We're getting the right leader, and then we eventually we don't call instantiate projectile from data. So I'm curious, because I feel like there is a difference when we instantiate the data again for it, but we can try to be sure. But then, yeah, it's right now, currently it's on tick, where every single tick, the leader is storing its location and rotation, which, you know, in the end is not very performant. So we would have to do it at some interval. And to me, the interval should maybe be the spawn delay. So let's look. So we're going to dodge so that we see things curving, and then we do that. Yeah. Not much. I guess you see a little bit of a difference, but yeah, you also see issues with like the projectile, like the VFX, you know what I mean? Like you do this, you get like a bunch of this like weird looking artifacting of like the of the projectile, or at least the VFX of the trail and stuff. So it's very bizarre. So my assumption is when we instantiate it, I guess the assumption here is because it's doing everything again, it doesn't have to. So maybe we can just say, hey, new leader, instantiate, and then could be literally just some like movement fragments. And maybe it's because we're instantiating like the visuals again. It's causing it to hiccup like that. So we'll see. But also, if we look at tick projectile, pretty much all of this nonsense is happening every tick. And more importantly, you know, this, right? So this stuff should be happening every tick with like interpolating and all the positions and stuff like that, but this part probably isn't necessary. So let's see if that made a difference. Yeah, so yeah, we're still getting that strange artifacting. I mean, you can kind of see like something is wrong with the return projectile pool. There's definitely something funky. Let's see, we're setting the new leader. I'm wondering if I can instantiate this stuff. Maybe this can happen first before iterating. Oh god, what did I miss? Yeah, whoops. Like before the for loop and updating the stuff for the other enemies, because yeah, we instantiate the projectile movement, we update the velocity. Maybe we don't need to do that. Maybe we just need to call this as well. We can try. Oops. See if that makes a difference. But at first I want to make sure that we're tracking things more effectively, I suppose. So trying under instantiate snake fragment, we'll need to do something, but I assume we only have to do it once. Or yeah, we might have to do it multiple times. So looking into this, all we're doing is that, right? So most likely, I'll make a new function here. So new function, oops, oh God. So void, so update or I mean, so update snake leader transforms. Like to me, this has to happen a few times, I guess, right? So, and I think I can handle it here. So like F timer handle, and if get world. I guess since it's going to be a looping timer, probably needs to be somewhere down here. So update snake leader timer handle. Kind of convoluted name, but whatever. So if you roll the world, if the timer manager it just clear it. So world. Just gotta remember the syntax for. I should be able to make a delegate, right? So timer delegate. Syntax here is C++. Timer delegate lambda syntax. I've given up on my VR game, not gonna lie. Gonna just create a desktop one. I played a VR shooter, then realized how do it is. I mean, don't beat yourself up about that. Shit goes crazy. Making games is hard. It's okay to give up as long as you've learned lessons along the way, and you just apply those to the next thing you work on. Don't worry, don't stress too much about it. Don't beat yourself up too much about it either. So I'm hoping I can do something like this. Give ourselves 80. Class field cannot be captured because it does not have automatic storage duration. Captured by reference? No. Well, I mean, I can capture this, right? So, assuming that should be enough, can I just simply say... Yeah, where am I doing? Tick projectile. That's right. So let me grab this. We got ourselves a cute little kitty here. Oh, she's laying down. Right there. All right, no funny business, boo-boo, okay? Update, snake leader transforms. I just want to say something like this, where because we could just make an assumption here. Okay, now she's just now she's just laying right in front of me. Boo boo. Hey Trash Talker, how's it going? Oh my god, you're going dead weight. Oh, lay in the basket. Boo boo. Let's wipe there. Hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm doing good too. We're cleaning up on this snake trail shape. And then cleaning up the rest of it. We're getting really close to finishing this projectile pulling thing, at least for now. Lola, oh my god. This kitty, she's going crazy. Oh my god. You can only see what this kitty's doing right now. And she's looking at the cable. I don't know how valid that is, but so we have update. So I want to say something like this, right? And then when we have the update snake, or was it snake? Oh, no. All right, return projectile. Promote snake leader. Probably do so update transforms. Oh, okay. I have to do it on this one. New leader. Hola. Oh my god. And on the old one, I need to do what? Well, I mean, the old one is, I guess, technically this one, right? I'm going to be doing this right. Am I able to draw debug sphere? Let's see if this even compiles. That is looking absolutely ridiculous. Oh, he is a cutie. So I'm assuming this is, I'm glad it compiled, but I assume this is just not safe to do. Like, do I need to do like a weak pointer or something instead? So yeah, use a weak this. Okay. Well, let's recompile that. Hope everyone's week is going pretty good so far. You know, it's only Tuesday, I know, but still. Epic is giving away incredible things again. Do people use these templates to make games? Which templates are you referring to, Talis? Like these, because like the new templates with Unreal, like the third person template and stuff like that, or I'm curious which ones you're referring to because I haven't been paying attention if they've announced something new. All right, so let's. So we gotta put a better duration on there. And yeah, the timer in rate, we're gonna have to adjust that later. I think he means like the once a week fab stuff they give out. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming, yeah, free fab stuff. What's on fab? Was that sarcasm? I'm sorry, I can't tell over chat. Like, are they making like just like the bare minimum templates and giving them out for free or something? So let's see what this looks like at runtime. So something in general kind of messes up, but it seems like it's working okay. But let me go back to tick component. Because yeah, we're still doing this. So I would like to know now. Lola. Oh my god. Kitty knocked over the switch too. So let's see if this works. I don't think it's going to work, but essentially I just wanting to store the positions at a smaller frequency. So that now we're not storing a bunch of stuff. So yeah, that definitely doesn't work. I'm not sure why it kind of skips like that. Make sure to interpolate. Or is there just not enough data, maybe? Let's see. Is it because I'm just using this kind of lerp? I'm curious. Can I say const f vector target location equals f v interp 2 a b delta time don't know if alpha needs to be there, but let's see. People posting some fab for free, but I don't know if he means the actual stuff from games, like the free assets that mainly go from 44 to 0. Yeah, I'm curious what was meant. For some of the stuff I got from fab is free, like the art packs, for example. All right, let's see what this looks like in practice. Hard to tell with the shapes. So I'm gonna, what is it? The update transforms. So we know that this one's fine, I think. But let's change the rate to like 0.2. I don't know if the rotation needs to also be done in a similar way. We could try, so. Let's see. I meant Epic's free limited time assets. Okay. Do they show them on the Epic launcher? I'm just kind of curious which ones are specifically you're looking at. Fab. So the Desert City kit, match 3 template, and Elemental Slash Trail. That could be something useful. Yeah. Buy now. Buy, and when I say buy now, I mean later. Because it could be useful. So we didn't compile correctly. So line 1, 2, 4, 4. What did I do wrong? Oh. Could be better. Let's look at the video for those trails. Let's look at them in higher quality. That's pretty hardcore. Maybe doesn't fit the style I want, but yeah, a lot of artifacting too, which is weird. Maybe yeah, there's some of the same issues. Like maybe I should keep mine simplified anyway. All right, so that was successful. Let's see how the snake looks when updating at a lower frequency. Do they look like they're skipping? Yeah, they still look like they're skipping. I don't understand that though. Because I would assume that, you know, we're interpolating. Did you peep Cyberpunk Edge Runner's new season? Yeah. I known that. I known about that for a while. Super cool. Super cool stuff. So yeah, I need to look at these numbers. Oh, you know ball, huh? Opinions? It looks good. I gotta see the whole thing to believe it, but I'm looking forward to it. Wouldn't say I know ball, but I enjoyed the first season. All right, so let's look at so yeah, it seems like hmm, yeah. Um I mean current. I do get actor location as current, and then target is B. Let's see. Yeah, you gotta have faith. You gotta have faith Lucy's gonna be fine. Um I hope I got this right this time. Because yeah, I don't want to be constantly interpolating like that between. I feel like I still got it wrong, but we'll see. I mean, I can also do myself a favor and just spawn 2, so I can kind of more easily read what's going on. Okay, so it is interpolating. Do I have to make this like a wild number for it to feel like it makes sense? Or do I have to make, because it's not constant, right? Maybe I have to make it constant. And then I still gotta see what's going on when we return the projectile to the pool. Because it keeps fucking up the VFX. I'm not understanding why. Is it because of how I'm updating with the trails, like how I'm storing those locations? And it kind of screws up again or something? Let's see. Okay, so let's look at this in full speed. Yeah, Yeah, so now it's also doing that. So can I do v interp to constant? It's like, what is it trying to do? It's interpolating from its current location to the target, right? Yeah. I took your suggestion. Trying to do the snake trail. I was able to get a good amount done. You know, low-key had to ask AI for some help on it, but I'm trying to do as much as I can now, fixing it up and getting it to work properly. Try to optimize it a little bit so that we're not doing everything on tick, but it seems like we might need to do that. Yeah, so not really updating correctly. So v interp to will be using alpha do anything different? I doubt it. I doubt it. It's gonna be bad. Because again, I feel like I should be interpolating it. Fine. Are you updating with task? So this is a tick. Like it's a simulated tick, but basically the projectile pooling system is taking all the active projectiles and untick, batch ticking them. So this tick projectile should be happening on tick, and I got the delta time, but I'm updating the location, the rotation of the leader on a timer. That's happening every 0.2 seconds. So what I'm wanting to do is, you know, every 2.2 seconds, it updates the next position, and like the followers just need to interpolate from its current location to like the next one. So it's kind of close. It's slow to start, but yeah, it doesn't really interpolate correctly. And so what I was doing before was just interpolating between each point, which sort of makes sense, but like I need to have it happen. I don't know. Like there seems to be like some correlation to how often I'm providing it, and I don't want to do it on tick. So I'm hoping that like at some smaller interval I can interpolate. Maybe that's a better suggestion. So I still do all this, and then I get the current, and that target location is then this location, maybe? see. Does this look better or worse or the same? So it's not smooth. Let's see. Make a new function. Just encapsulate it into its own function. Let's see if this will work. Gotta find out. I gotta not use the index as well. Yeah, I should really get rid of the index, I think, from the projectile data. And we'll have to deal with the errors here, so anything here. It's here. Should just be using. Hopefully that's enough, or else is index wrong. But that's enough, we'll see. We might still have errors because maybe that index is used somewhere else. No, we're good. Okay. You know, in the end, too, I don't know. I don't want to have to give myself more random work, so probably not worth creating some sort of IMGUI debug or anything like that. I tried using the ability task repeat for the chain visuals, start and end locations. In the end, I had to use tick. That's fair. Like, I created a tick ability task, so that you can simulate tick within gameplay ability. So, sort of did the same thing, you know. All right, let's see. Moment of truth, I hope. Yeah, that seems to work okay. I do want to make sure, because maybe the interpolation speed, maybe I have to use constant, because it seems like it's... Seems like it's... Because I believe the normal one, vinterp 2, it said it's an ease out and it scales by distance, so... Oh, a constant will be okay? Maybe I have to have it slower speed. Then we once again need to look at the visual issue when after they've been spawned. Yeah, sort of. I don't know if we just need to make this smaller. Make these one just to see. But I think it seems fine, but I'm gonna need to also look at multiple, so we can look at spawning, whoops, 5 of them. See what the damage is. Yeah, because they kind of converge. So I feel like that's problematic. So I feel like I have to introduce what it was doing before. So it's saying plant follower distance after movement. See what that looks like. Again, using cheat code AI to help me with this. That's what I'm looking for, because like basically the following was technically working and was interpolating, but it wasn't keeping the spacing that I wanted. And I could maybe update the spacing myself, like this desired distance thing here. Well, let's see if that did anything differently. Not really. No, something tells me like they're all homing, maybe? I wonder. Because we do tick follower. I'm doing all of this. Not even using new location or anything. Let me just see what happens when I don't update the rotation. Because maybe it's updating the rotation immediately. Speed and timing between each one would dictate spacing. No, yeah, exactly. That's kind of what we did originally up here in this like commented section, where we just do the projectile movement speed and then the time, the spawn delay time in between times the projectile snake index. So the further indices stay further behind. So let's see if they're rotating. Yeah, they seem like they're still rotating. Let me see. Did I accidentally turn them back all into... Where's the logic? Here. Oh, let's not tick trail follower. Oh. That might have been it. So yeah, we're not updating location. So maybe we can... Maybe that'll work now, because I think we were just ticking them and that was causing the homing to work. So let's see. Because yeah, we'll update the spacing once we kind of understand that this is working better. But yeah, I still also want to fix that visual issue. But maybe the issue's not present anymore? I don't know. Let's see what happens. It's getting extra toasty in this room right now. Summer heat is killing me. So the expectation is what? That we would see something work, right? I forgot what we commented out, what we didn't comment out. Oh, look at me, please. Thank you. Let's look. Yeah, so that's working. The interval is not great because I think we are clamping. So let me get rid of all this right now. So yeah, they were all bunching up, but it might have been because they were all using homing. So let me just be sure. Okay. Okay, so definitely interpolation speed is too slow. Or did I fuck something up? Let's put your bad boys back into 12. They're also constant, so maybe I fucked up that too. And maybe I just fucked up all of it because I thought it was working, but it turns out they were all just homing. So yeah, let's turn this back to 2 for now, so we can clearly see what's up. And that's not interpolating. So we're not even doing like, So I do wonder if it's returning early. Because the target index is never a valid index. Or is it because we're never really telling it to go to the next location? Well, I mean, we are. Like, as we're adding trail locations. Let's see what we get on the in the log. Like, my hope is that we'll get a bunch of locations after the first one is spawned. Yeah. But yeah, you see how it's just, yeah, it's not smooth. If we bring that back. And if we crank that up, do we see any improvements? Sort of. I don't know if my FPS sucks now. Maybe it's the rotation. Maybe this needs to be R interp too. This could be like 50. Let's see what this looks like with 3. Fingers crossed, gang. Something tells me it's not going to be good. We'll see. Yeah, it definitely derps out a bit. I think it's because it tries to maintain spacing. And we just don't have to worry about that. Let's assume not. Let's try that. Maybe it doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll see. There's also the issue with turn projectile pull when we do the whole promote to snake leader. You're essentially copying think, right? Let's just see what this looks like again. Still not the smoothest thing. Definitely not the smoothest thing. So again, like, I'm not too sure. Like, is it delay steps? Do I need that? Can I just do that? I feel like this is not going to be right either, but because potentially this is valid. So try it back this way. Let's see. It's not going to look right, I'm pretty sure. I feel like, yeah, all of them are trying to be that one. At 10 millionth time is the charm game, I think. So this is probably why the projectile pulling system's going to take much longer trying to figure this stuff out. But I feel like I'm learning something. I'm just, sometimes I just wonder how I'm able to accomplish anything. And yeah, this, I don't know why this is throwing an error. But okay. I should probably delete that later. All right, let's see. Sort of. Like in general, it should be smoother. Whoops. I wonder if there's values here. Right, this stuff, maybe? But again, something tells me no, but So that's still not smooth. I need that break there. Because I could just go back to how it was and, you know, not tick, well, tick the updates and stuff, but to me, that doesn't seem very smart. But if it's giving me so many problems, maybe it's not worth it. Do we see a difference? Yeah, it's absolutely worse. Yeah, we definitely need that. Because maybe I can use this sparingly. Let me get rid of the update transforms. Maybe not worth it in the end. Let's see. Is this Copilot or whatever? Can't tell. Well, I'm using Writer. This IDE is Writer from JetBrains, I think. Yo, what's up? What's cooking? Nothing much. Just hanging out. How you doing? Thanks for popping in. Trying to see if we can just close this snake trail shape out so I can just move on with projectiles. I also want to make a YouTube video about the projectile system, though. Hopefully I can do a good enough job on it. Blueprint going to be deprecated? Eventually, yeah. Sad times. So yeah, I'm curious what is... So return projectile to pool. So you're promote to the leader. What do I do with the current transforms? I don't think I do anything. So I feel like maybe that's what fucks it up. For like a tick, it doesn't have anything. So maybe I need to just make sure. Do I have to do like new leader dot snake dot snake? So I feel like I also have to remove it so that it's not being ticked again. Let me just see if that made a difference at all. Because maybe I do also have to copy over. We could just see if this made a difference, and then maybe we'll try the other way where we also have to copy over the transforms, or maybe like the last 3 or something. Something funky happens. Because this one is that, and that guy basically, I guess maybe I do have to do that. Let me see. The bot. Go by. Then you got to say a new leader. Hoping that's okay. Again, I don't think it's going to be super performant. Maybe that's okay. If it's just going to be like a rare shape that we use. But again, I want to make sure I fix whatever it is that's going on when we pop in the new leader, because it just seems like it derps it out. So let's see. Oh, we're moving. Yeah, you can see like the third projectile just seems to like jump to the location and then it moves back. I'm curious. I'm curious what's happening. Because I wonder if it's always the last one that fucks up like that. So if I were to make this 4, does the 4th one fuck up? So I'm gonna get hit or not. Yeah. So yeah, it's always the 4th one. So why does the 4th one jump position? Or the last one, whatever we want to call it. A new leader, the projectile equals new leader. Good. Is it because it's removing? I'm curious. Because I think on the tick, this tick follower thing, we're getting some indices, I assume. Right? Projectile snake index, which we are grabbing from this, right? So I wonder if removing the leader causes some problems there. No? Something. something funky's happening, and I don't understand why. And I wonder if I take out any sort of like updating of locations, does that fuck shit up too? Maybe I do have to keep like the index tracking. That sort of looked okay. Like there is a noticeable jump. But maybe it's not too bad. It's not very predictable. Oh god. What did I do? I just closed. I thought I just closed out of everything. I just kind of, oh god. I just minimized everything. Hey, Sneetsker 101, how you doing? Thanks for popping in. Yo, yo, yo. Let's see. Let's see if that made a difference at all. You're currently working in City Project Red and doing your own game on the side. Yeah, I'm currently working there. Yeah, but this is just for learning purposes. Try to be better at my job, and try to be more effective at my job, and I just like making stuff. So this is more of an educational thing, just for funsies. Okay, so we definitely goofed on this, right? So do I have to instantiate this? Let's see. Did we get it? We got it. Okay, cool. But yeah, I've been at CD Projekt now almost 4 years. Before that, I was at People Can Fly. Worked on Outriders and Outriders World Slayer DLC, and then before that, I worked on Aquanox Deep Descent. All the while, just learning, continuing to grow as a developer with Unreal. Hopefully, being able to share some knowledge and give some insight on the struggles of trying to work with Unreal. Well, let's see. Did that make things better, or did it make it worse? Okay, for sure made things worse. Cool. So I believe it's because we're not instantiating the actual index now. So I believe we can do assign fragment does index equals current index here, and then we can just copy the same thing up to the polling system here. So assigned. I mean, I guess no matter what, right? We can just say I. Right? Let's try that again. Let's see if we got it this time. If not, we might just have been like going back to square one. Okay, so it's moving. It hits. Yeah, the last one still yeets off in a different direction. So I'm guessing it's because it doesn't have a valid index, so it has nowhere to go. So it just messes up. Is it a tick trail following a return projectile to pool? So I'm just wondering if we need to. What happens if I guess we'll do it two ways, right? So new leader. Maybe I also have to give it. Well, I update the indices later, right? So I guess I get to say new leader. Projectile spawn fragment locations equals snake dot locations. Same thing. Rotations. I just want to see what this does if I, I just wanted to have that typed out, but can I see what happens if I don't update anything? I'm assuming it'll worse before it gets better, but we'll see. And we're going to stream for about 15 more minutes tonight, so we'll see if we get any progress or if it was 2 hours of being stuck, which happens. It's not the end of the world, but it would be good to finish this stuff because I'm pretty proud of everything that we did for the homing, not the homing, for the projectile pooling system. Yeah, 2 hours of learning, exactly. So can't be too upset about that. So got this guy. Yeah, so it's still, it does heat back a little bit. So if I give it, so basically what I'm telling it is when the leader dies, quote unquote, get the new leader, update the indices, but also copy over the history of the trails over to the new leader so that, they have it. So I'm hoping that if they have the history of the movement, it won't affect the trail, like the other followers, but it just seems like it will. So let's see. Yeah, still seems funky to me. Because it just eats to the side a little bit. And it's kind of back to square one where we were at. Like, I would like to know... Because they are literally following. So maybe there should just be kind of a rule of after the leader dies, just go forward or something, rather than it being continuous movement and stuff. So we kind of just turn them on and they just continue straight. So if you get hit, you may also get hit with the continue one. So you do this and then it's bam, 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 bam. Curious what you guys think. But it is low-key bothering me that... Because I'm curious what happens if I don't activate the projectile movement component. Does that make a difference? I'm also a blueprint noob, So, but I'm trying to learn C++. I've been learning C++. But yeah, I've been using blueprints for a long time. So I'm sad to see that being deprecated eventually, but, things change. There was a time when blueprints was the new thing, and, it was confusing. So just gotta roll with the punches. So let's get our guy's attention. And let's see what happens. I get hit. Yeah, so we still get the same problem, interestingly enough. I'm actually shocked people think there wouldn't be a new visual. I mean, they didn't really give us any sort of indication there would be, at least from what I know. So hopefully there'll be some backlash to get some sort of support. It'll be deprecated, but it'll be there. So we would just have to see. what happens. Maybe I need to update the locations first before setting the leader to true. Maybe ordering matters here. Is it that funky little movement that happens when we switch the follower is so bizarre to me. And that's kind of, again, we're at square one again, but what, you know. I'm curious if there's an ordering issue, so I do this. Yeah, see how, yeah, it just. Like maybe because it doesn't have, I don't know, a velocity or something. It's a problem. So maybe we need to say, you know, new leader, instantiate movement fragment. Oh, we got a kitty. Say hi to the people. Ah. This is Lola. And she's the best kitty ever, huh? It's pretty warm where we're at, so, you know, the heat's getting to her. Yeah, she's cute, aren't you, Boo Boo? We love you very much. We'll hang out soon. Yeah, she's the best. Super snuggly. So if we instantiate the component, hold on. Was that it? Hold on. Let's have it curve a bit. I think that was it. So basically we got reinstantiate the movement component so that we can give it a proper velocity. So it kind of keeps its velocity that it's going based off of, you know, the stuff that we already have. So that might have done it. Let me add more projectiles. Let's just see. I'll do it in slow motion first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know. Okay, so yeah. Still not working entirely great. But progress, I think, was made. Let me see. So something tells me there's still something wrong with the indexing. It's interesting though that it's not happening on 3. Now it's happening on 4. Or it was happening on 5, but will it happen on 4? I guess is my question. Yes. So when we do the tick component, so we're basically caring about, like, so we get the index from this specifically, right? So should I be getting this from the leader? So if I were to move this down to like let me go back. Let me try one last thing. Something tells me counter projectile to pool. Essentially, I want to keep the original ordering, I guess, right? Essentially here, I feel like I'm just not, like the indices are kind of jumping all over the place, right? So we get the new leader, all that stuff. So we get a new snake list, and where's the copy? So the copy is from the new leader, right? So for const, new leader snake projectiles copy, and this is coming from what? So here, right? So we're getting the old leader's stuff, right? And we're removing all. And then we're doing that. So we're doing that. So we're getting the new leader from there. But then like, should I not be just because we're essentially getting each one adding into it, right? So if it's the snake shape, we do all that. We get its current index. So we should just be able to do just index -1, I would imagine, right? So yeah, we're getting the new snake list and all this shit. Like, to me, I don't know if that matters. Like, I wonder if I can literally just say -=1 here, rather than I. To me, I feel like I'm potentially getting a different ordering. am risking the potential of getting an index out of bounds error. Let's see. But then we'll have to call it a day, I think, after we check this. So yeah. So do we get a crash? No, but it's getting worse. So to me, I also have to do this. We'll try this one last thing and then we're gonna go. Because you'll have to debug this further. You would have to just see. We'd have to see what index we're dealing with somehow. Yeah, so it just feels like it's jumping out of an index, right? So it's definitely an indices problem. Because when we do tick follow, what is it? Tick trail. We're getting the index, right? Here. And we're using that for like the spacing. So just for fun, I swear we're done after this. Let's just log. And then we're done. I just want to see what's happening. It should hopefully give me insight so that when we come back on Thursday, maybe we can fix it. But we're so close to greatness. I say it every time, but I feel it. Feel it in my bones. Okay, so let's see what the logs say, because the logs never lie. So it's gonna be a lot of logs, but we're gonna have logs. So we have the snake index 1. So 108 is index 1. So not the leader, right? Then we have 107, all that, all that, all that, all that. And then we get the third projectile. So we got, you know, all that. So is there a point where 108 becomes something else that's not 1? So we got a hit. And so this seems to be the potential problem here, because now we're dealing with indices. So 1, 2, 3, and then snake index 4, 5, which I don't know why. So basically 107 and 106 go from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. For some reason. Return projectile. Cool. So that seems to be what's happening, right? So something in here. And again, so it's basically, so I feel like, okay, so something tells me, I know I said I was going to stop, but fuck it. I just want to check one last thing. And then I swear. I swear. So we get hit. So what does new snake list look like? So we are making copies of stuff, right? So we don't have much. So there seems, okay, so this is already a problem. So new snake projectiles copy. So the previous, okay, I think I know what's going on. I'm gonna have to put a to-do for myself here. But I suspect for some reason we're duplicating stuff where we shouldn't be. Because every time we spawn, we're adding. So yeah, we'll check this out later. So thank you guys for watching. You mustn't quit. I need you to go in 24 hours a day every day. I'm sorry. Yeah, I need to take a break. We'll come back on Thursday. I have a suspicion now on what's going on, so at least we have a lead. So thank you all for watching. Thank you, Sneesker. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Thank you for the follow. It's all appreciated. For those watching on YouTube and you aren't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And those still watching on Twitch and you aren't already following me here on Twitch, a follow is appreciated. And definitely join our Discord server. Small community, slowly growing. Share your work, talk game dev, talk games, whatever you want. Just be cool about it. You'll be more than welcome. So, not many watching on Twitch at the moment, so we won't raid anybody. So, enjoy your Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of the week. I'll be back on Thursday, hopefully, if I'm willing. So, until then, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you soon.